The death toll from the global coronavirus outbreak has surged to over 3,000 deaths across the world, and at the moment close to 88,000 people are infected globally. South Korea has confirmed 586 new cases of Covid-19 in the last 24 hours. Now this brings the infected toll to a whopping 4,000 cases in South Korea. 87% of those new cases have been found in the southeastern city of Daegu, which is about 300 kilometers southeast of capital Seoul. South Korea has been worst affected outside mainland China. The prevention and control efforts against the epidemic have been tightened across the country. Joining us live now is my colleague Bruce Harrison. He's joining us live from Seoul in South Korea. Now, Bruce, South Korea has confirmed 586 new cases of Covid-19 in just 24 hours. Daegu is the center of this outbreak in South Korea. Are lockdown measures in place for Daegu?
No, lockdown measures are not in place. The government here in Seoul, as well as local government in Daegu and neighboring North Gyeongsang province, have said that they're not going to implement lockdown measures. They simply don't think that would be effective at this point, especially considering how many cases have already been confirmed there. And as we know, people have traveled in and out of that city. It's not going to be a second Wuhan where we saw extreme lockdown measures in China. At this point, what they're trying to accomplish is mass disinfection throughout the city, as well as enhancing medical support for the growing number of confirmed cases there. The medical staff are overworked, but the government says they're going to continue to find more hospital beds, and even some of the patients, more critical patients, are finding space at hospitals outside of Daegu, actually up here in Seoul and the southeastern port city of Busan as well.
It's really surprising, Bruce. Daegu, which has so many confirmed cases, no lockdown measures in place. Yes, South Korean government has confidence in its medical workers, certainly, and we hope that they succeed in their efforts to contain the COVID-19 outbreak. Meanwhile, Seoul City Mayor Park Woon-soon has sued key leaders of a church at the center of South Korea's sudden surge in the number of confirmed cases for the new coronavirus that has infected more than 87,000 people globally. Leaders of the Shinchon religious group have been sued for murder, injury and violation of prevention and management of infectious diseases. What can you tell us about that?
Well, actually, I'm standing right in front of Mayor Park Won-soon's office right now. So city officials within the city hall behind me are quite incensed at the Shinchon Church. Yes, exactly those things you said. They believe that Lee Man-hee, the leader of the church, who's quite elderly and actually being tested for the virus right now, needs to be criminally charged over the mishandling, the government says, of the outbreak within their church. The government believes that Lee Man-hee withheld information they had requested. The government wanted a complete list of all Shinchon church members throughout the nation, and they say that this leader wasn't as transparent as he claims to be, and he withheld some of the names and contacts. Now, at this point, they do have the full list, and Lee Man-hee, the leader, says this is all false. He did not... He was completely cooperative with the government, and he's done everything he says to try and help against the outbreak. The Shinchon PR arm actually has been reaching out to journalists now in South Korea, trying to hold a press conference, trying to get reporters to talk with them, because they say they're being mistreated they're being treated unfairly in the global media, and they want to share their side of the story.
Bruce, we'll keep a track of that investigation in South Korea. What can you tell us about the new confirmed cases in China? We are learning that the new cases have seen a drop, but the overall figures remain alarming as far as China is concerned. More than 80,000 still infected in mainland China.
Overall, Beijing still believes that it's, gaining more control over the outbreak in China, considering by and large over the past week and a half there has been relatively fewer cases than we saw in the initial weeks of the outbreak. Still, it's obviously a very, very unpredictable situation, and we've heard from experts over there that just despite the fact that Beijing believes the situation may have peaked as we see falling cases, there's always the possibility that people can become reinfected, and areas that are believed to have become safe can once again become hotbeds for the virus.
Bruce Harrison reporting live from Seoul in South Korea. Bruce, thank you so much for getting us all the latest on the virus outbreak in South Korea.